Welcome, everyone, to Megadad's Live, episode 124. We are so glad you're here. Today on the show, we're going to be talking about VR zombie hunting in Arizona Sunshine 2, as well as doing a deep dive into all the new game modes in Fortnite Chapter 5. Season 5? Book 5? Something 5. It's Fortnite 5. In addition to all that, we're going to be talking about butt deodorant. Yep, butt deodorant. Megadad's Live is a mature-rated podcast. It's for the Megadads, the Mega Moms, but not the Mega Kids. So put on those earmuffs and let's go! Okay. I'm 43. Antonio, how old are you?
Gonna be 39 in like a couple weeks.
D?
36.
How do you guys approach gift giving at your age in regards to what you ask for, what you want, and what you get? Because this year I put a big kibosh on spending.
Yeah.
Not for the kids. We did as much as we could for the kids, but like we ended up spending so much this year on vacations and stuff that I told my wife, I just don't really. First of all, I don't need a lot because I get all the cool crap that I want throughout the year. So I don't really have a big wish list, right? And so this year I got a book, I got a guitar effects pedal, and I got some cool new lights, that I like to stick up in the office, and that was fine. That's all I needed. But it really got me thinking, just like how different gift giving is, not only as an adult, because like you want less or whatever, but I was talking to my wife that like video games were the huge thing when I was growing up. Like it was, what game are you going to get? What game are you going to get? But now that everything is digital, I get all digital stuff. Like that's like impossible to gift.
Yeah.
So like there's no game that I want for Christmas or my birthday or anything like that. So like the natural thing to get a guy like me would be a game, but you can't really do that digitally. So how do you guys approach that?
Do you let your kids buy you things? Like, I'm going to get this for dad. Give me the credit card so I can go on wish.com. Does that happen?
I do that. I do that for my wife. Yeah. If they see something they really want to get her. I mean, obviously I don't let them make the transaction, but yeah.
Sweet. Yeah. As you get older, it all breaks down for so many reasons. The logistics are just off. It's like, if you share that bank account, it's like, what's my budget? How much can I spend on you, honey? Like all of that is like terrible. And then my wife and I were notorious for not waiting, so just buying stuff for yourself right around that holiday season. It was on sale, so I had to come home with it. And it's like, I was going to get you that. What am I supposed to get you now? And it's a mess. Like gift giving as an adult is a minefield of logistics. I cannot figure it out. Like I got my wife something like 3 weeks early. It was just like, well, let's get it now so you can enjoy it now, and like got her this nice chair, and it was just like it's all over the place. I still want things. I'm a gift giver. I want to make people happy with a nice, thoughtful gift, and that's my love language. I want to do it, but it's so hard.
I really enjoyed the toasted coconut body wash that you got me.
I'm surprised that for the Secret Santa, me getting you the Lumi, it is notoriously known online as ass cream, like deodorant for your ass is what it's supposed to be.
So full disclosure, backstory to this is we did Secret Santa this year for the Megadad's holiday special, and I got 2 boxes, and I'm like, what the hell is this, like body wash? And 2 nights later, we saw a commercial for this stuff. And it's butt deodorant. And my wife's like, I think this is what you got from Antonio. I think it's for cleaning your asshole. And I'm like, oh my God. And then you confirmed it. I'm like, I have your butt deodorant.
Yes.
It's not for cleaning it. It's just for making it smell better.
Maintenance. Like, this is what I tried to do. A nice heartfelt gift goes a
Yeah.
long way. So when you know that a friend has a need of swamp ass situation, you want to help alleviate that with a remedy.
I
You
had
just
no
needed
idea
some
this
medication.
existed.
That's it.
I
Oh,
had
I'm sure it's
no
going to be
idea.
great. Have you tried it?
No, not yet.
Oh my God. You have a bidet, you don't try it. We get you this cream, you won't try it. I think you're self-destructing here.
He's just very protective of his chocolate starfish.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Your
You need to
gifts
start
are
branching
very,
out.
Your gifts are very focused on my beehole.
Well, that's all you ever talk about if you think about it. I'm like talk to me about your hopes and dreams. You're like, well, I wish my ass wasn't
It's like,
sweaty.
well, my ass is so sweaty.
Yeah, that's what you say. I'm like, how are you doing, Adam? How was your day? He's like, well, my butthole is kind of wet. And I'm like, okay, we'll take care of that. All right, the holiday season is all about self-harm, right? You just say, you know what, my diet, my regular routine, I'm going to let it go for a couple weeks and I'm just going to let loose. I'm not going to worry about calories and stuff like that. So what's your effort food where you're just like, I am indulging around the holidays. Let me go ahead and partake. This year, my sisters got together and they made butter cookies for the holidays, and they made trays. They made all sorts of buckets of butter cookies, and I was present for watching them make them for the first time, and they were working off a recipe, blah, blah, blah. These, I've not seen like old school butter, like real butter. You know what I'm saying? Like where it just says butter. There's no ingredients on it. There's no calorie information. It didn't come from any like FDA sanctioned like place. It was just like, oh, butter, bam. And they give you like the slab. They were putting sticks and sticks and sticks of butter into these cookies. And I didn't realize the amount of butter that were in these cookies because I've had them in the past, but I hadn't seen it. So I must admit that this is my effort food, but I didn't know how bad it was going to be.
Were you underestimating the amount of butter in butter cookies?
It is so much. Like, and then when I'm tasting it, maybe subconsciously because I saw them being made, I'm like, these taste like
butter.
Like like I felt like I was eating a stick of butter, but like I think just because I saw like what happened, what went into it, I was like, this is wild. I told my sister, I'm like, these are mostly butter. Like the cookie is butter. And they're like, well, kinda. And I'm
she's
just like,
yeah,
oh my God.
It's a butter cookie.
I didn't realize it. I was like, oh my God. It was
take
wild.
a fucking second and think about every other kind of cookie. Chocolate chip cookies, peanut butter cookies, oatmeal raisin cookies. Cookies are very descriptive, Antonio.
I guess how many cookies I had like in that first day.
How big are the cookies? Like
regular size.
Okay.
You know, like standard.
Okay.
I don't know what
6
size of a coaster.
Coaster size, circumference of whatever. I had at least 10 butter cookies. Like I had like 3 off the bat, 2 more, 4 more, 1 more, one more before bed, like you know what I mean? Like we've been slamming these cookies. They're still not gone. I got 2 more downstairs. It's a wild time. What's your effort food, Adam?
My mother makes gingerbread for Christmas. Not gingerbread cookies, but like the loaves of gingerbread.
Ew.
Okay, that's still
and
good.
You smother it in whipped cream. Like you just drown it in whipped cream, right? Oh yeah. Warm gingerbread smothered in whipped cream.
I've never heard of this.
I love it. I love it. But it wrecks my tummy. And I have to apologize to my wife because I just smoked her out of the bedroom that night.
Oh my.
Just ripping it left and right. It does a number on me. It's the running joke in the family that, here's Adam's once a year gingerbread tummy situation. And it's true. It wrecks me. It wrecks those within a close proximity to me, but it's so good.
Ouch.
And I gained 5 pounds over the holidays.
Yeah, same. V.
Oh man. It's probably cookies.
Nice.
I'm not a person who passes completely on cookies the rest of the year, but Christmas cookies are a weakness of mine.
The ones where there's like a symbol on them, like just a Santa Claus or a tree, and it's like Christmas cookies, where it's, I guess it's just like a generic sugar cookie type thing, right? Those. Oh, they're good. They're really good.
Yeah, no, they are. They're really good. Huh?
You make your own and have like your kids decorate them, and like they look ridiculous. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Just like plastered in sugar sprinkles and candy and frosting, and it looks like somebody just like dumped just a bunch of random shit all over.
Yeah.
Look, it's a tree.
Yeah.
Don't overcook them.
No, don't do that.
Undercook.
Yeah. My son actually came into cookies this year saying I have to cut back from what I did last year. I remember I made some that were too much for me. Because like the ones that were truly atrocious, we were like, cool, you get to eat that. And last year, I guess he finally crossed the line where even he's like, I can't eat this.
When your kid is like, oh,
that's a bit
I don't know
much.
if I could do it. Yeah.
That was
back on it.
But yeah, it's cookie.
I have been playing an outstanding VR game called Arizona Sunshine 2. I never played the original Arizona Sunshine. I believe it was only available on like PC VR. I don't think it was available on PlayStation VR. But the sequel is on PSVR 2. I've been playing that, and from my experience, you don't really need any knowledge of the franchise. It seems it's very self-contained, so if it is a direct follow-up, they don't really do anything to be like, hey, you need to know this. There's no backstory catch-up. There's no narrative threads that are hanging loose. It's a very stand-alone title. You are this down on your luck kind of smart ass dude who's losing his marbles a little bit because he's been living in the desert alone in the midst of the zombie apocalypse. You live in a trailer, and you spend your days shooting far off zombies that are encroaching on you in the wasteland. And the game opens where you see a military helicopter getting shot down and falling from the sky, crashing into the distance, and you go to investigate, and that sets you off on this incredible adventure to try and get rescued and find the remnants of humanity. And along the way, it is some zany, wacky shooter zombie fun. I'm not a big shooter guy, but I like me some VR shooters, and I am having a blast with this game. There's a lot of variety in the weapons. The gameplay is, it's fast paced, but not in an overwhelming way. Like if you think of like zombie games, like you can have some pretty overwhelming odds of just like hordes and hordes of zombies. It's not that. They put enough enemies on screen that it can seem like a lot, but it's never too much, right? With the thing with VR shooters is you don't have click the button to reload. You have click the button to eject your magazine, pull the magazine out of your vest, put it in the gun, cock the barrel back. And so it's a lot more involved. And with that, they have to really kind of level it out where they don't put enough enemies on screen where it's going to overwhelm you as you're doing all that extra stuff. It's balanced very well where you feel like they're just like right on the cusp of overwhelming you, but you can do all the shit that you need to in time and keep them at bay. So you don't feel too overwhelmed, but you do feel that tension of, oh shit, these guys are coming after me.
I got a question.
Yeah.
I got a question.
Yep.
I think I know the answer just kind of from how you've described it to this point. Is it like campy, pulpy zombies, or is it sad zombies?
No,
or
it is
scary zombies.
This is all the tone of like Deadpool. Like you're cracking jokes the whole time.
That's definitely the vibe I was getting, but
it is not as scary.
It's just kind of become my question about zombies at this point. It's like, which ones?
It's not a scary game at all. It is a funny game.
Okay.
You are a lone character. You are a lone human character with a dog companion. You find this dog. You name him Buddy, and you're cracking jokes with Buddy the whole time as you're shooting zombies. You will contextually make jokes about what you're doing to them, and there's a lot of variety in the voice work, and the voice work is actually surprisingly strong. I thought that this was going to be grating or annoying because when you have games that try to be funny and it's contextual to what you're doing, you hear a lot of
Gex.
soundtrack loops. Like you hear the same thing over
Yeah.
and over.
Mhm.
Very rarely do I hear the same quip over and over again. The character, there's surprising attachment to the characters. Like you start off as just this fucking hillbilly dude who.
Well, you got a dog, and his name
That's
is
where it all
Buddy.
comes in.
Yeah.
You're this
okay.
guy who just like you start the game. You're in your trailer, and as they're like acclimating you to the controls and showing you what to do, you're stumbling through your trailer looking for food, and like you pick up a bottle, and they're like, pick this bottle up and drink it for health. And you pick it up, and you're like, oh nope, that one's empty. Oh nope, that one's empty. And you grab the next one. And they're like, oh, that's where I pissed last night. So, like this is really crude, like dude who just like doesn't give a fuck anymore. But then you meet the dog. And the dog is both a useful tool in the game where you can so you can store 2 sidearms on both your hips and then a heavy gun on your back, which is kind of standard fare for VR. If you find a shotgun, you sling it on your back, but your pistols are they're side holsters, right? But you can't carry any more than that. If you find extra weapons and the dog's there, the dog fucking stores more weapons for you. The dog has holsters. So if you,
Oh shit! Okay.
so
Yeah.
if you find yourself
fun.
6-shooter,
That's good.
but you've already got an Uzi and a Magnum, you put the 6-shooter on the dog, and then you can call the dog over at any point, pull the 6-shooter out, use it, and then holster it back on the dog, which is
That's
really
awesome.
cool. You
That's
can
great.
command the
That's
dog.
that's very good.
You can command the dog to attack. So if you're stealthing through an area and you've only got like shotguns and magnums, which will cause a lot of noise and cause the zombies to come after you, you order the dog to do the stealth takedowns, which is really
Wow.
cool. The dog also will do puzzle elements like, hey, I can't fit through this crack, but the dog can. And there's a key on the other side that I need. So you command the dog to pull levers or to drop ladders, all this kind of stuff. So the dog is very useful gameplay wise. But what I really want to talk about is the dog brings out the character that you are playing as. You become attached to the dog the more you play. At first, you're just like, oh, cute little doggy. You can pet it. You can call it over, tell it to sit, and you can pet him. Wherever there's like a trophy for petting the dog. You can feed the dog because that's how you regain health in the game. Is you find food. You find a slice of
That's
pizza.
awesome.
You bring it up to your face and you eat it. Well, you can feed the fucking dog. You run
That's
around.
awesome.
You can play fetch with the dog. So if you find like a stick or a zombie head, you can actually play fetch with a zombie head. You pick it up and you throw it. The dog will go get it and bring it back to you.
That's so fun.
But then
Yeah.
narratively, the guy starts like becoming attached to the dog because he's had nobody with him for
Right, 'cause he's been alone.
X amount of time.
Wow.
And so you become invested in not only getting, to the extraction point. You want this guy to survive, but you want this guy to survive with his dog. And the dog's name is Buddy, and they become buddies. And there's a surprising, I won't spoil any narrative beats, but there's some surprising hefty storytelling delivered really well with great voice acting. And I think because it is VR and because you literally are petting the dog or carrying the dog or telling the dog what to do, you become more personally attached to this side character. And it's really good. It's really, really fun. Like I said, the combat is really good. You can craft weapons. You can craft Molotovs or grenades, things like that. It's got all the standard shooter stuff. There's an explosive barrel. Wait till all the zombies get by it, blow it up, kind of stuff.
I played the original Arizona Sunshine, and it was one of the best experiences I had in VR. Like, if you're a zombie person, you really have to get into VR, period. There's a lot of games that really capture that like tension of like a horde slowly crawling toward you
Yeah.
and you having to nail your shot, you know. And there's something so immersive about zombies coming toward you in VR as opposed to a game, and that
Yeah.
panic that you have. And it's like, oh, someone's right here, like behind me, you know, they come out the side angle, and it's just creepy. And that perfect, like, I'm not a horror person, but I like that like zombie tension of they're coming, and
And
it's just great. It's awesome.
Especially when it is, you know, it's not like a Resident Evil where it's like press this button to pull out your machine gun. No, you've got to like
Yeah.
fucking grab the machine gun, and then you got to eject the magazine and put it in and reload it before all the zombies get to you. So there's a lot of like, you're on your toes a lot, right? Oh shit, my machine gun I'm out of ammo. Put that thing away, pull out my handguns, boom, 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 before they all get to me. So there's like that natural built-in tension that VR provides. But again, this isn't a scary game. It's very much like you said, a pulpy zombie game. I really, really like it. I think it's great. It's on multiple platforms. There is a co-op mode, which is weird. I don't know if it's a separate experience from the story, because the core of the story is you are a guy who's all alone. So I don't know if it's like if there's like a separate mission structure with different characters or what. I haven't had a chance to do any of that yet, but it's cross-platform. So Arizona Sunshine 2 is it's really good. It's really, really good, and it's a very in a year where there's a lot of deep, long experiences, or you got to really sink a lot of time in. This is a great game to pick up and play for like a half hour at a time and just have a great time with it. So I'm really enjoying it. It's a lot of fun. Hey everyone, we want to take a quick time out to let you know all about Megadads Plus. Plus is a subscription service that helps us to continue to create new and engaging content here at Megadads for all of you. If you enjoy any of our content, whether it's Megadads Live, Megadads Checkpoint, our Megadads Reviews, or any of our other daily content drops, we truly appreciate if you would show your support by becoming a member of Megadads Plus. Paid subscriptions start as low as $1 a month, and it's completely commitment-free, so you can opt in or out at any time. As we enter our 10th year of doing Megadads as a truly independent media company, we continue to look to you, our viewers and listeners, to help us keep this train firmly on the tracks. Please consider checking out patreon.com/Megadads and consider pledging your support for only $1 a month. Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the show.
I just wanted to talk about Fortnite Chapter 5, the new thing that's out. I really needed it to be good. Because
Yeah.
OG did nothing for me.
OG was a
really?
weird little blip.
Yeah, it was a weird little blip. And it part of that, admittedly, is that I play zero build.
Yeah.
And that map was not made for zero build.
Mhm.
So there was just a map with fuck all in it.
Yeah.
And they decided, no, we're not going to add any of the traversal things that we did later, like cars. I went up to so many cars and I was like, shit, it's a car. Let's get out of here. And it's like, oh, I can't drive this. I'm like, oh yeah, no, you can't drive cars right now. I was like, oh, cool. I'll see you guys when this is over. But Chapter 5 is here, and it's way better. It's more of what I wanted it to be. It's what I need. It's what I need. And they went and did some weird shit and added like 3 other video games inside of it. And I think that's why, we're here to talk about it. Because they added Lego Fortnite, which is a Minecraft, kinda.
Yeah.
You can't like dig holes or anything. It's the one I've spent the least amount of time in. Minecraft wasn't for me, and this isn't for me either.
Mhm.
That's okay. A lot of people do like it. They like it a lot. I think like the weekend after it came out, it had more players than any other mode. It's just not for me. I do like how a lot of the skins have their own little minifigures.
That's what I was going to say. I was impressed with
Yeah.
how many of my characters just like automatically, oh, you're a Lego guy.
But then there are a lot, especially in like some of the more recent battle passes, where they've got a little marker on them where it's like, we're gonna fix it. This is temporary. Have a placeholder minifigure. We'll do something else later. We'll fix it at some point. Which, like, fuck you, right?
I'm surprised they didn't charge like something, because these modes, well, at least the Lego one, it's like, here, go ahead and play.
Yeah.
And I was super surprised by that. I would have paid $10 for all of my skins to have Lego forms, for like one-time unlock, but maybe that's just
Well, then,
me.
like, and those are all the ones that are marked that will fix it later. They're all like original. Epic made these up. They're not licensed or whatever.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's weird that they didn't do that
Weird
for their own
omission.
shit.
Yeah.
A lot of the licensed characters don't work in this mode, and there's licensing. I get it. Star Wars works. A lot of the Star Wars skins
stuff is just fine. Yeah,
Mhm.
Marvel, Star Wars.
Yeah, it's like Marvel. I don't know. When they finally did add the Ninja Turtles, those came with Lego versions, so that works. It's fine. It's not for me, but I do kind of like that you can build larger structures cooperatively. Like, you just kind of put down, this is where I want to build it, and then you just kind of get to put the pieces physically in place, kind of. And like, other people can help you do it, and that's cool. That's a good idea. But at the end of the day, it's just another kind of survival game where you slowly build up a base, and I don't like that. So I don't play that much.
People
So let's
who
talk
like,
about what I do like.
yeah, people who like that game mode, I bet they would like, or because it's in
Yeah.
other games.
Yeah,
then-
if you know that you're gonna like it, you're gonna like it.
yeah.
You're gonna like it. My favorite of the new games in the game, is the rocket racing.
I haven't tried it yet. Is it good?
I like it a lot. It's what I want. It's what I want in a racing game. It is fast, and it's just arcade nonsense. Drift around corners, build turbo, no items of any sort. And then you boost, dodge obstacles, and
Drive on the ceiling.
drive on the ceiling and the walls. You get the same little booster that you get in Rocket League, where if you hold the button, you can fly higher, or you can just kind of like to keep going. I like it a lot. That's the one that I've enjoyed the most out of the new modes.
It looks great.
It's pretty tight. I've only played it. I've only played any of these like when they first launched. I haven't gone back to any of them, but that one was also my favorite. It's just slick, simple, and like you said, it's just arcade fun. It's like, it reminds me of like the Rush games from back in the 90s. It's just you just go fast. Go
fast.
Here's a corner. Don't hit the brakes. No, you want to go faster around the corner.
Yeah. And they do add some changing kind of obstacles, like big red don't hit these.
Yeah.
Kind of obstacles that slow you down, but that's where you get like the flying around a little bit, which is also really good. I have progressed in it to a point where the tracks are getting kind of difficult.
Really?
Yeah, and I'm like hitting a second learning curve.
Wow.
It took a while to get there. I'm in Platinum 1 right now.
Whoa.
Which is just like the 4th tier. And like, I'm getting some of the more advanced tracks now in the rotation. Because all you can do, you can pick a track and just do like a private game, or you can play ranked.
Yeah.
Not a lot of variety in that. But honestly, I think it's fine. It hasn't been that bad. I've enjoyed it despite it being ranked. I still play it. For a while, I was playing it every day. I'd just go in there, do like 3-4 races, and be like, yeah, that was fun. On with my day, or whatever. I'll do something else. Since small indie developer Epic also owns the Rocket League people, if you link those accounts together, some of your Rocket League cars will be usable in Rocket Racing.
Oh, that's cool.
Psyonix is owned by Epic.
They are now, yeah.
Yeah, they are now. Yeah, they bought them later.
Now I understand why this happened.
Yeah.
Wow.
Mhm.
I don't know anything about that. Outside, I just kind of assume that like the licensed cars won't work. They won't come over. Like I think you can play like the Back to the Future DeLorean or something
Right.
is in Rocket League, but yeah, like I can see why that wouldn't come over. But yeah.
Have you
And
tried?
vice versa, if you unlock cars in Fortnite, they'll work. You'll get them in Rocket League. That said, they've started selling cars in the shop. They are ludicrously expensive. Like, fuck you. You're like absolutely not. Some of the more expensive bundles have been like 3,800 V-Bucks.
Ugh.
And I'm like, fuck you for like no, like it's just cosmetic. Like it's not faster because it's a different car. But like absolutely not. That is way too expensive. Now we'll talk about festival. We'll talk about the music mode.
This is my least favorite. I did not vibe with this at all.
It's fine. I guess we'll get. You know what? We'll get the bad one out of the way. I guess I can't. Okay, so it's Rock Band, kinda.
Rock
You
Band
pick-
basic.
Yeah, it is basic. You pick lead, bass, drums, vocals, whatever you want. Pick a difficulty. Push the buttons when the thing comes down the track in the right place. It's fine. It feels weird to do it with just controller buttons. They've said instrument support is coming, and there's a company that's going to make instruments
Is that right?
kind of for this. Yeah.
They're gonna make
Yeah.
new instruments?
Yeah, I don't remember what the name of the company is off the top of my head, but I'll look it up when we're done, and I'll try to get that to you.
Well, now it's my favorite mode. If it brings about new instrument releases.
At least guitars. I don't know about drums, but
All right.
like I've seen some pictures of what these guitars will look like.
Oh, I will need that information. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I
it
will.
says here.
I'll find
Instrument
that.
controller support coming.
Yeah, it's got a rolling selection of tracks you can play. They swap out. Or this whole thing introduced these they call them jam tracks, where if you buy it or get it through the pass or whatever, because of course it has its own battle pass. It has a festival pass, and if you finish it, you can. You can play as The Weeknd
Oh, Jesus Christ.
in all modes.
Eh.
Yeah, it's got it's whatever. It's got a free tier. It's got a paid tier. The free tier is some cosmetics and some epic or like original tracks, and then the bottom has some licensed stuff in it. And The Weeknd. Okay. But if you own the jam track or you've bought it in the shop they've all been 500 so far. So not bad, not terrible, really. You can play those whenever you want, and anyone in your lobby can select them if they want to. You can also emote with them in the Battle Royale mode, which seems like a very strange thing to do. And then there's Jam Stage.
I don't even know what that one is. I guess I didn't even spend enough time to know what jam stage is.
Oh man, it is a colossal waste of time and energy. Okay, Jam Stage. You are put in this area, this relatively small area, with I don't have a count, but several other people. There are a few different, there are a couple stages around or whatever. The idea is that you do the thing. You emote, you press the button, and you start playing either bass, lead, vocals, drums for whatever track you've chosen that you own, that you have. And then other people who are near you, well, up to 3 other people, can do the same thing, but they can pick any part of any track that they have, and it'll kind of match you up. It'll sync them up as far as like key and BPM and stuff like that. So it's kind of like a mix and mash kind of thing. So like, and when you're in there, you can adjust all that stuff. You can change key, you can change speed it up, slow it down. I can see what the idea is, but like, I don't feel like it's the kind of thing that works collaboratively with strangers on the internet. I don't like, I can see what they want. I just don't know, A, why they want it. Outside of it's a space to show that you can do this. But it just feels like a waste of time. Jam Stage is not good. It is bad and dumb. I don't know. It's fine. Racing is really good, and I mean, I really like the new map for the Battle Royale stuff. It's got a train. You can get the train treasure and fight people on a train, and that's fun.
That is really
I like
cool.
to do that.
Mm-hmm.
My favorite thing is already... They cut it out. It was a lot of fun, but it was too fun. Too dangerously fun. For a couple of days there, they had an item called the Icy Grappler in there. Just a plunger on a rope. You know, it's a grappling gun, but it gave you this little effect where you had like ice blocks on your feet and you could slide around.
Sweet.
And it was a lot of fun because you could build up some fucking crazy speed on this. Apparently to the point where if enough people got going fast enough, it would crash.
I finally broke the game. Okay.
Yeah, it would break the game. So they removed it.
Bummer.
Yeah, it was just literally too much fun. But no, it's what I need it to be. It's fun. I like it.
Thanks for listening to this episode of Megadads Live. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and like the video and tell a friend. We'll see you next Friday for an all-new episode of Megadads Live.